Let me start by asking you a simple yet powerful question. How many times have you set out to achieve something only to quit when things got tough? How many dreams have you let slip away? How many goals remain incomplete because the path seemed too difficult? Today I want to share a truth that could change your life, a truth that bridges the gap between success and failure. Success doesn't come down to talent. It's not about luck either. The secret ingredient, consistency. It's about showing up, even on the days when it feels impossible. At the start, everything feels exciting, doesn't it? That initial burst of motivation convinces you that anything is achievable, but soon the thrill fades and the real work begins. Life throws its curveballs, problems arise, distractions creep in, and before you know it, you've slowed down. You tell yourself, I'll get back to it when I feel better, when things calm down. But here's the truth. That perfect moment you're waiting for, it may never come. Waiting for ideal conditions is a trap. The key to success lies in pushing forward when it's hardest to do so. Motivation sparks the journey, but it's consistency that keeps the flame alive. It's not about grand gestures or flashes of inspiration. It's about the steady burn, day in, day out. Think of motivation as a mood. Some days you feel unstoppable, but let's face it, those days are rare. More often, you wake up with excuses. You're tired, the weather's bad, or you're just not feeling it. On those days, relying on motivation is futile. That's where consistency steps in. Consistency doesn't care how you feel. It demands one thing, that you show up. When you stop waiting to feel ready and commit to showing up, you unlock your true potential. It's a mental shift, a decision to create the right moment rather than waiting for it. Greatness isn't reserved for the perpetually motivated. Whether it's athletes, artists, or business leaders, the truly successful share one common trait. They show up every single day, no matter what. They face challenges just like the rest of us. The difference? They've trained themselves to push through discomfort, to keep going when others would quit. That's the magic of consistency. It becomes second nature. Over time, skipping a task doesn't feel like a break, it feels like a betrayal of who you are. Let's not sugarcoat it. Building consistency isn't easy. It demands discipline, and discipline isn't glamorous. No one applauds you for waking up at 5 a.m. to hit the gym or for staying late to finish that project. And that's okay. Discipline isn't about recognition. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether anyone notices or not. The good news, discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The hardest part is starting. Most people quit before they've even given themselves a chance. They let their emotions dictate their actions, convincing themselves it's too hard or not worth it. But not you, you're different. You show up, especially when you don't feel like it, because those moments define you. Each small step builds momentum. And with enough momentum, stopping feels unthinkable. But let's be clear, consistency isn't about mindlessly putting in hours, it's about intentionality. Putting in focused, deliberate effort, even when it's hard. Consistency doesn't yield instant results. It's like planting seeds. You don't see the fruits immediately, but if you keep tending to them, watering them, nurturing them, the harvest will come. Too many people quit just before they're about to see the payoff. Don't let that be you. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Let time do its work, because the rewards of your persistence, they're worth every ounce of effort. Many people plant seeds, but they walk away when they don't see immediate results. Don't be that person. Understand this, consistency is a long game. It's not about quick wins or instant success. It's about sustained effort over time. That's why consistency always outshines motivation. Motivation might ignite the spark, but it's consistency that keeps the fire burning. This is what separates dreamers from doers. The people who achieve their goals aren't perpetually motivated, they're persistent. They show up day after day, even when they don't want to. When the initial excitement fades and motivation wanes, what do? Do you give up? Or do you honor the commitment you made to yourself? True discipline lies in showing up, especially on the hard days. Over time, this discipline builds habits that sustain you through the toughest challenges. We often fool ourselves into believing that greatness requires monumental effort or extraordinary acts. We think, if I can't make a big impact right now, it's not worth it. But that mindset is paralyzing. When you stand at the base of a mountain and stare at the peak, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Fear and doubt creep in, making the climb seem impossible. But here's the truth you must hold on to. Success isn't found in massive life-changing moments. It's built through small, consistent actions. Real progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from tiny, incremental steps. These steps may seem too small to matter, but over time they accumulate into something extraordinary. Think of climbing a mountain. Not by running or leaping, but by placing one foot in front of the other. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the summit. Day by day, progress might feel invisible. You might feel stuck. But when you look back after months or years of consistent effort, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Consistency often feels thankless. Like planting a seed, you water it, nurture it, and wait. On the surface, it seems like nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, roots are stretching, strengthening, and preparing to support the growth that's yet to come. The same is true for your efforts. Just because progress isn't visible doesn't mean it's not happening. Think about the stories of the successful people you admire. They didn't wake up at the top of their game. Their achievements came from small, deliberate actions repeated daily over years. What we see is the glory, the fame, the accolades, the rewards. What we don't see are the countless hours of sacrifice, the setbacks, the failures, and the relentless repetition that paved their path to success. Small steps may feel tedious, even boring. It's not glamorous to wake up early, stay late, or repeat the same tasks every day. But within that grind lies the magic. Momentum builds through repetition. Imagine a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but with each rotation it grows larger and more powerful. This is what happens when you commit to small, consistent steps. They become unstoppable over time. Yet, too many people give up. They crave instant results, shortcuts, and quick fixes, but real, lasting success doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from persistence, resilience, and the courage to keep going even when progress feels invisible. When you stop, momentum fades, and you risk having to start all over again. This is why it's crucial to keep moving forward, no matter how slow or small the steps feel. It's easy to get discouraged when results don't come quickly, but that's when you must dig deep and remind yourself, success is a marathon, not a sprint. Success doesn't follow a predictable timeline. It requires patience, belief, and trust in the process. Every small action you take builds towards something greater, even if you can't see it in the moment. Remember why you started. You began this journey because you had a vision, a goal that mattered deeply to you. That vision won't come to life by waiting for the perfect conditions. It becomes reality through consistent, deliberate action. The journey is where growth happens. It's where you're tested, where you learn, and where you discover your true potential. Each small step you take is proof that you're capable. When the big results finally come, and they will, you'll realize they weren't achieved by a single leap. They were the accumulation of countless small steps. Those steps build your character. They teach you discipline, patience, and a work ethic that will serve you for life. Success isn't about luck. It's about preparation meeting opportunity. And preparation happens in those small, unnoticed moments. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Take the first step today, then another tomorrow, and another the day after that. Keep moving forward. Keep building. One day you'll look back and realize those small, consistent steps created something extraordinary. Success doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from steady, intentional progress. Everyone faces it. the wall. It's not just physical exhaustion or mental fatigue, it's deeper than that. The wall is made of doubts, fears, and excuses. It's the voice in your head that whispers, you can't do this. You're not strong enough. It's too hard. That voice is resistance. And resistance challenges everyone striving for greatness. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the ability to confront that wall and break through it. The wall will test you. It's built from every what if you've ever feared. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if they're right? But those doubts are illusions. They're shadows of fear, and fear is temporary. The pain of failure might sting, but the regret of never trying lingers far longer. Fear is the most insidious part of the wall. It disguises itself as caution or logic, whispering that you shouldn't risk it. But fear's job is to keep you in your comfort zone. Growth, progress, and success don't live there. They live beyond the wall. So how do you break through the wall? Consistency. Consistency is the hammer that chips away at the wall, not with one swing, but with countless, relentless blows. Day after day, hit after hit, you show up, you keep going, even when it's hard, even when you want to quit. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not the highlight reel. It's the grind, the sweat, and the perseverance no one sees. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when you want to hit snooze. It's staying late to finish what you started. Breaking through isn't just about effort, it's about belief. You have to believe the wall can be broken. If you don't, you've already lost. Your mind is your most powerful tool. If you believe the wall is too strong, it will be. But if you believe you can break through, you will. Every time you push past doubt, fear, and excuses, one day you'll look back and realize the wall wasn't real. It was an illusion, a barrier you created in your mind. It existed to test your commitment to your dreams, your goals, and your future. Most people stop at the wall. They let fear and excuses take over. But not you. You're still here, standing in front of the wall, deciding how to break through it. When you face the wall, and you will, remember this: it's not there to stop you, it's there to test you. If you truly want it, if you're willing to stay consistent, push through the pain, and confront your fears, that wall will crumble. The struggle is temporary. The pride, satisfaction, and fulfillment you'll feel when you break through the wall, those are forever. So don't stop, don't turn back. Don't let the wall define your journey. Break through it. Prove to the world, and most importantly to yourself, that you have what it takes to go the distance. On the other side of that wall is everything you've ever dreamed of. It's waiting for you. You didn't begin this journey because it was easy. You started because you had a goal, a vision of where you wanted to be. That vision won't materialize by waiting. It comes to life through action, small and consistent action. Embrace the process. Fall in love with the journey, not just the destination. The journey is where you grow, where you're tested, and where you discover your true potential. Each small step is proof that you're capable. When big results come, and they will, you'll realize they weren't achieved by a single leap, but by the accumulation of countless small steps. Those small steps build character, teach discipline, patience, and a work ethic that will serve you for life. Success isn't about luck, it's about preparation meeting opportunity. Preparation happens in those small, often unnoticed moments. So don't underestimate the power of small steps. Don't be discouraged by slow progress. Each step builds momentum, lays a foundation, and brings you closer to your goal. You may not see the finish line now, but trust that it's there. The only way to reach it is by taking one step at a time. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Take the first step today, then another tomorrow, and the next day after that. Keep moving forward. Keep building. One day you'll look back and realize those small steps created something extraordinary. Success doesn't come from leaps. It comes from steady, intentional progress. We all face it, the wall. It's not just physical exhaustion or mental fatigue, it's deeper than that. The wall is made of doubts, fears, and excuses. It's the voice that whispers, you can't do this. You're not strong enough. It's too hard. That voice is resistance. a universal force that challenges anyone striving for greatness. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the ability to confront that wall and break through it. The wall will come. Maybe it's when you're chasing a dream that feels too big, tackling an overwhelming project, or dealing with life's relentless challenges. Breaking through isn't about brute strength. It's about resilience, grit, and showing up when every fiber of your being tells you to quit. That wall is built from doubt. Every what if you've ever feared stacks up like, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if they're right and I don't have what it takes? But doubts are illusions, shadows of insecurity and fear. And fear, it's temporary. The pain of failing may sting, but it fades. The regret of never trying lingers far longer. Fear is the most insidious part of the wall. It disguises itself as caution, logic, or common sense, whispering that you shouldn't risk it, that you're not ready, that there's too much to lose. But fear's job is to keep you in your comfort zone. Growth, progress, and success don't happen in comfort. They happen when you step outside of it, look fear in the eye, and say, not today. Then there are the excuses. I'm too tired, I don't have time. I'll do it tomorrow. Excuses are easy and comfortable. They let you off the hook and justify avoiding hard work. But excuses are lies. They're another layer of the wall, making it taller and harder to break through. So how do you break through the wall? The answer is simple but not easy: consistency. Consistency is the hammer that chips away at the wall. Not with one swing, but with countless relentless blows, day after day, hit after hit. You show up when it's painful, when you're tired, when quitting feels easier. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not the highlight reel. It's the grind, the sweat, the perseverance no one sees. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when all you want to do is hit snooze. It's staying late to finish the work. It's pushing yourself to go further even without immediate rewards. Consistency isn't just effort, it's belief. You have to believe the wall can be broken. If you don't, you've already lost. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. If you believe the wall is too strong, it will be. But if you believe you can break through, you will. When that inner voice gets loud, and it will, you must choose. Will you listen to the voice of doubt, or will you fight back with your hunger for more? That voice of doubt is part of the wall. It's your insecurities, fears, and excuses trying to hold you back. Your determination, your commitment, your desire, they have to drown it out. Breaking through isn't about one monumental moment. It's about showing up every day, swinging that hammer of consistency, and refusing to stop. Because on the other side of that wall, that's where success lives. And it's waiting for you. Each time you push past the pain, every time you surpass what you believed was your limit, you chip away at that wall. With every effort, you emerge stronger. As you progress, you start to see that the wall isn't as solid as it first appeared. It's not as unyielding as you imagined. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, weakens that wall and strengthens you. One day you'll look back and realize that the wall wasn't real. It was an illusion, a barrier you created in your mind. That wall is a test. It exists to determine how much you want it, to see if you're ready to go the distance, endure the struggle, and keep moving forward when everything inside you wants to quit. Most people stop at the wall. They let their excuses and fears take over and walk away. But you're not like most people. If you were, you wouldn't still be here, standing in front of that wall, deciding how to break through it. You would have already turned back, but you haven't, and that's the first step. When you encounter that wall, and you will, remember this: it's not there to stop you. It's there to test your commitment to your dreams, your goals, and your future. If you truly want it, if you are willing to stay consistent, push through the pain, and confront your fears, that wall will crumble. It has no choice but to fall in the face of relentless determination. The pain and struggle are temporary. They are the cost of progress and the price of greatness. But the pride, satisfaction, and fulfillment you'll feel when you break through that wall, those are lasting, and they make every ounce of effort worthwhile. So don't stop. Don't turn back. Don't let the wall mark the end of your journey. Break through it. Prove to the world, and most importantly to yourself, that you have what it takes to go the distance. On the other side of that wall is everything you've ever dreamed of. To stay motivated, write down your goals and make them visible. Place them where you'll see them daily, on your mirror, desk, or even as your phone's background. Seeing your goals regularly serves as a constant reminder of why you started, keeping them urgent and relevant. However, accountability goes beyond writing goals down. It's about taking consistent action and surrounding yourself with people who push you to stay on track. Seek individuals who care about your success, people who will call you out when you're slipping, and who remind you of the standards you've set. Motivation is fleeting, and there will be days when you don't feel like showing up. That's when having supportive people around you can make a difference. Surrounding yourself with high-performing individuals who hold themselves accountable can inspire you to maintain high standards. Their energy and discipline will elevate yours, helping you stay committed even during tough times. Accountability isn't just external. It requires honesty with yourself. Every day, look in the mirror and ask, did I do everything I could today to stay consistent? Take responsibility when you fall short and make a plan to improve. This self-reflection builds trust in yourself. The more you trust your ability to follow through, the more confidence you gain to take on bigger challenges. Accountability builds self-respect. It's about valuing your word and committing to what you've promised yourself. While it's not about being perfect, it's about showing up daily, pushing through the hard times, and refusing to quit. Because only you can turn your dreams into reality. Failure is not the enemy. It's an essential part of the journey. It's not an obstacle designed to stop you, but a stepping stone to success. Every successful person has faced failure, they've stumbled, doubted themselves, and questioned their path. The difference? They didn't give up. Failure is a powerful teacher if you let it be. It stings and may make you doubt everything, but it's not final. Failure becomes permanent only when you stop trying. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your approach. When you fail, you have two choices. Let it defeat you, or use it as fuel to become better and stronger. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Each stumble is a lesson that sharpens your skills and prepares you for the next step. So when you encounter failure, and you will, ask yourself, will I let this stop me or will I let it shape me? Use it to drive you forward, knowing that every great achievement has a foundation built on lessons learned from setbacks. Embrace failure as a necessary part of growth. Let it refine, not define. You stay consistent, remain accountable, and trust the process. When you do, motivation becomes less about fleeting emotions and more about a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Failure, it's a word that carries so much weight. Too often we fear it. We avoid it at all costs, convinced it's the ultimate obstacle. But what if failure isn't the enemy? What if it's a tool, an opportunity disguised in the cloak of difficulty? In those moments when things go wrong, failure shines a light on our weaknesses. It exposes the areas where we need to grow, the cracks in the foundation we didn't know were there. But here's the truth. If you can stand tall in the face of failure, if you can keep moving forward when nothing goes as planned, you'll emerge stronger. It's easy to stay motivated when life is smooth sailing. Success feels natural when every step seems to lead exactly where you want to go. But what about when the road gets bumpy? When you've poured your heart into something only to come up short? Those moments define who you are. When everything seems stacked against you, those are the times that test your resolve. And here's the silver lining. Those moments are where you have the most to gain. If you can persevere, if you can stay committed, when it feels like the whole world is working against you, there's nothing you can't achieve. Failure isn't a roadblock, it's a detour, a chance to explore a path you hadn't considered, one that might lead to something even greater than you imagined. Think about it. Reflect on a time when something didn't work out the way you wanted. Maybe it felt like the end of the world in the moment. But now, with hindsight, you see it for what it was, a blessing in disguise. Failure often feels overwhelming in the present, But with time and perspective, you'll realize it was setting you up for something bigger. The mistake we make is allowing failure to define us. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the setbacks or stumbles along the way. You are the one who gets back up. You are the one who keeps moving forward. You are the one who refuses to be defeated. That's what success is made of: persistence, resilience, and unwavering consistency. The people you admire, those who have achieved greatness, they didn't do it without failing. No, they failed repeatedly. They faced rejection, disappointment, and doubt. But they didn't quit. They didn't let failure write the story of their lives. Every time they fell, they got back up, dusted themselves off, and kept going. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. Every failure is a chance to grow, a chance to adjust your approach to become better than you were before. But you only get that chance if you stay in the game. If you give up at the first sign of trouble, you'll never know what you're capable of. Every setback is setting you up for an incredible comeback. That's the power of failure. It doesn't have to define you unless you let it. Instead of running from failure, embrace it. Learn from it. Let it fuel you. Adjust your course and keep moving forward. Because failure, when seen through the right lens, isn't an obstacle. It's an ally. It's easy to stay consistent when things are going well. But true strength, real character, is forged when things fall apart. That's where growth happens. That's where greatness is born. If you can stay consistent, if you can keep pushing forward no matter how many times you fall, you'll look back one day and see failure for what it truly was: a stepping stone, not a stopping point. Every failure brought you closer to where you were meant to be. Every stumble was a part of your success story. So the next time you face failure, don't let it break you, let it shape you. Turn every setback into a setup for something extraordinary. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the key that unlocks the door to your true potential. But it requires discipline, grit, and an unshakable belief that your work is worth it. From this moment on, make consistency your non-negotiable. Show up, do the work, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. Because success doesn't belong to those who had an easy path. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. Imagine standing at the base of an enormous mountain, so high its peak is hidden in the clouds. The sheer scale of it makes you feel small, insignificant, almost powerless. You want to reach the summit, but the path seems impossible. You wonder, how could I ever climb something so vast? And this is where most people stop, right at the beginning, overwhelmed by the magnitude of the challenge before them. But what if I told you that the greatest achievements in history, the most extraordinary successes, were not built overnight? They were built through a principle so subtle yet so powerful that it has shaped empires, transformed lives, and created legends. This is the secret of Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement, the art of making small but consistent progress, the relentless pursuit of becoming just 1% better every single day. And if you understand this, you will unlock a force so powerful that no goal will ever be too big, no dream too far, and no challenge too insurmountable. The story of Kaizen begins in post-war Japan, when the country was on its knees, devastated, broken, and struggling to rebuild. The economy was shattered, industries were in ruins, and the future looked uncertain. But rather than seeking a single dramatic solution, the Japanese embraced a philosophy that would revolutionize not only their industries, but the entire world. It was the idea that massive success does not come from sudden breakthroughs, but from relentless, incremental progress. They focused on small, consistent improvements, perfecting one tiny process at a time, refining every detail, and optimizing each step. Over time, these minuscule enhancements compounded into something extraordinary. This philosophy became the foundation of companies like Toyota, Sony, and Honda, turning Japan into an economic superpower. But Kaizen isn't just a strategy for businesses. It's a way of life, a mindset, a fundamental truth about human potential. Take the story of Sir Dave Brailsford, the mastermind behind the British cycling team. For decades, Britain had been mediocre in cycling, winning only a single gold medal in nearly 100 years. But when Brailsford took over, he introduced a simple but revolutionary idea: the aggregation of marginal gains.